Yeah, and this won't feel steep to us, but when you get to the top and you look back down, it's actually quite steep for these horses to get up this so fast. Yeah, now he'll try to look around if you let him, but again, he's been here, so he doesn't need to look around. You just make his head stay straight and you just keep him going. You're doing good. If you got questions, you yell out. And again, I made him quiet, so once you get him back there, you can always make him go faster. You just get after him. So you're gonna go left, and then you'll see the trail up there splits, and you're gonna go right. Well, you can, so can you stop for a second? See Zorro back here? See how tight my rein is? That's how you're gonna ride. Until you get used to him and he doesn't look around anymore. Yeah.
He does look around.
That's right, so you just have to straighten him. Yep. So look up where, once you get your reins, look up where you wanna go and then get after him so you don't go in those flowers.
So should I be in the red then, you think?
No, I could just, on the edge is good. That's good.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
But I'd put your stick more in your hand on the handle. Yep. And then make him walk a little faster because he has to step up these things. He'll be fine. You look up, don't look down at them. Just look up where you're going and steer because you almost hit that big branch sticking out of the ground. Yeah, then you'll just follow the trail. But even though it's on the trail, you keep steering. And anywhere we go uphill, you are going to lean a little forward to help them because it is steep. Good. So now, so keep his head straight.
Are these stickers? Or
There's no prickers, but you have to walk a little faster. The slower you go by that scary stuff, the more likely they can fall in it. So when you have big ditches next to you, you keep them walking out. When we get in the really skinny part, you don't stop because they can stop there and lose their balance. So practice, steering because it's going to be coming up. So it's right up here. So you're going to keep him as straight as you can. If he wants to put his head down and look, he can. But you keep him straight and go forward because the slower you go, the wobblier they get through this stuff. Yeah, but that's what I was afraid Reuben might not steer and then the horse might fall. So right. Yeah, so now as you go down this, you can flat walk, running walk, and then if you want to, go, well, you can go as fast as you want to test him. But then if you want to rack, you just kind of pick his head up, sit back, and you should feel his stride shorten, but his feet kind of hit the ground more often. But right, now you'll probably be a cantering fool. Because once people get a horse that goes slow, they go, oh my God. And I go, yeah, then you practice. Just canter one step, canter two, and just, play little games to get better at it with them. So now it goes downhill and then it goes up. So if you try to get the canter, I just make sure it's starting to go up and then I ask, but so the water, you barely can see it. It's up there where all those fog is. So you can't really see it. Now again, he shouldn't be scared of anything because he's been here a ton of times. So if he's looking at stuff, he's telling you like, hey, I want you to direct me. Isn't it pretty? So the only bad thing, you're on a new horse, and you stop, which is fine, but you're right next to a drop-off. See that? So if something happens, he's going to go off, so it's better to go over there. But that's what people don't realize. Yeah. So remember, as we go down these things, now we won't canter because you're heading home, and you don't want to make them barn sour. But stay towards the right. There's less drop-offs, or if they are, they're not as big. But to the left, it's a big drop-off. And going down the hill, practice stopping like in the middle because he used to go downhill fast, but you just want him slow for Reuben. So stop right here and just count to 3 and then walk off. And this is what you should do with Chocolate so he gets used to stopping. Now walk off. Yep. So every hill we get on, you're gonna stop. And another reason is because this horse is slower. Otherwise I won't be able to catch up. But you're doing good. The only thing I saw is just the rein contact because he needs help. You're gonna pull your left rein back towards the top of your hip or your fanny pack.
So the opposite.
Yes. So he turns his head right, you pull left. He turns his head left, you pull right. And I tell people, you know, because they're trying to be so nice to the horse, I go, no, just pretend he's a car and your car starts swerving. What would you do?
Okay.
Same thing here, like as you go down, don't let him take you into the bush. Just, you know, you wouldn't let your car take you into the bush. Yep, just 3 seconds and then go.
You're okay. You're okay.
Yeah, you're pausing too long.
Oh.
So count to 3 out loud. Just go 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3.
Just count faster.
Oh, so
What?
it's a real quick.
Yeah, it's just 1, 2, 3. Yes, because again, he's new at this. So they won't be comfortable standing there real long to start, you know, unless it's a real quiet trail horse or he's done it a lot. So with him, you're just trying to get him used to stopping, but not standing there so long he gets nervous or starts going sideways. So when you stop, you'll just stop, 1, 2, 3, and walk right back off.
So why standing still makes him nervous? Is that normal?
Yes. So he's a new trail horse, and the longer they stand here, the more likely something can eat them. So we're heading towards home. They know there's safety at home,
Right.
and then we're trying to make them stay out here. So he'd be fine if you were on the ground, because then they know she'll get eaten, I can run away. They'll stand a lot longer. But when you're on them and you're teaching them this, it's the same thing if you want to separate or get farther behind horses. You get a little bit behind just for a couple seconds, and then you walk off. You don't try to get that horse a mile behind where it loses its mind. And then over time you do more. Yep. So with this trail, like you picked the right, which is great that you made a decision, but the left had more room. Because you're always trying to be like, well, he's new at this. I want to give him as much room as he can. Same thing when you got Reuben. I want to give him as much room as they can. So if something bad happens, I have something to work with and they don't trip in the crevice and fall down if they spook. Yeah. But yeah, so you can't, even like Chocolate, if he's nervous out there, you can't expect him to stand still for minutes. You just start with 3 seconds. When they can do 3 seconds well, then you can go up to 6 seconds. Then you can get longer and longer. But yeah, horses have, their instinct constantly tells them something's going to eat them. And they do. In Europe, they eat horses.
But then there's some of them that are so brave.
Yes, it just depends on the horse. But again, his whole life, he's been in an arena. So, you know, he's brave. He will go out by himself. But if you're not a good leader, he's not going to feel safe. You know, in a year, he'll probably just plow down things. See, that was perfect. You didn't go sideways. He didn't get upset, but he did it. So it's just little, you know, baby steps with everything. Arrow right here, so stay, yep, try to get in the middle of it. You got there. And then again, the next one's longer. So you're just trying to keep them right in between your hands and legs so they don't get up on the side, because he has big feet. It's easy for Shane to get through here, but everybody else has issues. Oh, I guess it's up further. So we will have to kind of jump up the bank again to the left once you see the bush in the way. Yeah, so you just go left and go up. There you go. And then you got to go back down. And then you just try and stay in the middle. And it's okay if they do trip, they'll kind of lean. You just, you know, try to keep your balance right in the middle of the horse so they can catch themselves, because his butt's going a little left. Really good job. Yep. And the same thing where you hit that part where there's puddles on each side, I just kind of go through there a little fast so they don't get stuck and step off. Yeah, because by accident, like say they're looking around and they pull left, that could make a horse fall down in there. Yeah. That's why I was nervous, but. Right, yep. But see, this is the part I go, oh, let's go through fast. Because you pause too long and they step off, but new people don't know that stuff. I don't know. I saw you wave your stick, but I don't know if that was it or not. Something could have been in the bush. So, yep, he can go down this stuff just fine. You might be holding him too much. So pull, release, pull, release. Don't worry about the things. He'll get you down. And then your stick is waving some. So put your stick like up in your hand more, or balance it on your thigh. That's it. Now you'll stay left because I don't see anybody here so we can do it. Yeah, so sometimes going down that stuff, people hold them and then they can't use their head and neck. Yeah, so you got to let them go over it, and then you can slow them down in between and then push your hands forward and let them go over it again. And now you'll take a right. And then if they're fast, as we go down this, or, you know, it feels scary or something, I just tell people to serpentine back and forth. Yep. But if you hold and don't let go, then they get amped up. Yep. But say you carry a stick, but you're like, I keep hitting them by accident, then I go, just put a little handle on it. And then once you've got them through the hard stuff and you're going back home, you just put it on the saddle. That way you don't hit them by accident.